fairly on cards, so you stoop to thieving, you bastard!
Calm down, Victor. I've only come for my watch.
It's my watch. I want it fairly.
Well, in a just world, Victor, I would agree with you, but this is not a just world. This is France.
You're a dead man.
Oh, step lightly there. You'll hurt yourself. I just had a nice chat with your brother.
Hugo, fetch the marshals.
Hold on a minute. Diable.
Bonjour everyone. Now I've been playing Assassin's Creed Unity for at least around about 8+ hours, so I thought now would be a good time to discuss my first impressions of this game and what I think of the game so far in terms of parkour, stealth, combat and storyline.
Please excuse him, he's not housebroken.
In this recent installment of the Assassin's Creed franchise, we are taken to the year 1789 during the French Revolution in Paris. The ancestor that we play as is a young man named Arnaud Victor Dorian in his mid-20s, I think, or at least he looks around about there. This character I really like. His personality seems full and alive. I really like the British accent merged with the French language really gives his character more uniqueness and believability. And in my opinion, that's exactly what the protagonist needs in his personality. In fact, that's exactly what Watch Dogs needed. Aiden Pierce needed was more variety in his character, a more personality, which he lacked. So I like how they went with this character, a bit more lively, a bit more fun, a bit more, better voice acting as well. I think that they voiced this character well, which Ubisoft do. They always seem to have this knack of casting their characters really well with actors. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on this main protagonist. I think he was casted really well, and not only him, but I've also found out the other actors, like these people, the people that you meet, and throughout the game as you progress through the game, they're all seem to be well acted, really well acted, and really well voice acted too. So again, the whole cast just seemed to have this mystery about them, simply because they're all supposed to be Frenchmen, but they all sound Britishmen. So, I quite like that little, yeah, that little strange. It makes the game stranger and a bit more, yeah, unique, I guess. Now for the combat, the combat system in this game has vastly improved from the previous Assassin's Creed titles. The enemies provide the player with a more challenging experience, which I quite like, because it forces players to use stealth, so if the enemies take longer to kill, if they are more harder to kill, then odds are players will turn to stealth to kill the enemies, which I think is great, but the only downfall to this is that this combat system should have been in the game years ago, man. But I mean, Ubisoft is just worried about making sequels rather than trying to improve upon the gameplay. But that's what I think about the combat system in general. It's good, but should have been in here ages ago. Now for the stealth. the stealth mechanics in this game have been improved heaps. The just the simple ability to crouch gives me more freedom of movement. I can move my character much more easily without him having to stand up all the time, which was annoying. But again, this crouch mechanic should have been in the game ages ago anyways. But Ubisoft, you know, just more worried about making sequels. Anyways, by having this cover system, I can finally like throw smoke bombs from cover. You can um, shoot your phantom blade from cover. Uh, while in cover, you can also take out your enemies, which is similar to Splinter Cell. If you've played Splinter Cell, you just crouch by a table, wait for your enemies to come, and then take them out, which is a really cool ability in this game. It helps a lot. However, the only problem with this mechanic that I have is that the cover system sometimes is the cover system isn't always reliable. Sometimes it works, and then there are other times where I want to take cover, but Arno just doesn't want to for reasons. I don't know, but there'll be times where I want to take cover and Arno will not hug the table or the wall. So I'll have to readjust my position and then press the cover button again in order for the game to finally register and then make Arno stick to the table or whatever surface I want him to stick to, which can be really annoying, especially for a person that does stealth. Like I don't know about you guys, but I choose stealth over open conflict all the time. Stealth is, I love it. I love stealth. The being able to finish a mission or take out my enemies without any of them knowing that I'm there. It's quite a cool feeling, especially when you complete without triggering any alarms or anything. It can be, you know, I quite like it. But in saying that, the cover system has to always work, and I'm a little bit disappointed about this because Ubisoft made Splinter Cell, like they are the kings at stealth. So I was really confused why the cover system doesn't always work, or you have to get into the sweet spot before you can cover, which can be annoying. And um, sometimes it'll happen if I'm too close. So if I'm too close to a wall and I press the cover button, Arno won't stick to it. But if I come back away from the table, you know, or take a step back and then press the cover system, oh, suddenly it works. Yeah. That parkour though? Excuse me. The parkour, for me, it works so well, man. Again, this is a mechanic that needed to be improved so much for so long. But again, I mean, even um, Black Flag's parkour just seemed like a copy of Assassin's Creed 3. You know, they were just like, oh yeah, just copy Connor's motion and just put it into Edward. So I love with Unity, I like how they just wiped everything clean from the previous games, just delete everything and start again. And this parkour, the motion capture animation is so impressive. I like the way he runs and the way he climbs buildings. It looks so realistic and so natural, even though parkour does is not natural if you've tried to do it, which I've you know, tried to do it. It's really hard to do, you know. So big props to the motion animation people and to the actors because it looks so clean, so crisp. Uh, Also, oh, what else is it? Oh yeah. The parkour down. This game, obviously, if you guys have probably already seen it before. This game gives you the ability to parkour down buildings anywhere. You can go. It doesn't matter what building you choose. It could be Notre Dame. It doesn't matter. Any building can be parkoured down. Did uh, if that makes sense. The o- the other the other thing that I really like is the map. The map is so big. It is really huge. I like and the amount of detail that are on the buildings just blows my mind. This is one of the parts um, of Unity that really shines is the detail on the buildings and how big the buildings are and the gargoyles and the statues. So much detail have been put into every single building. It's so cool and so nice to see. So again, Ubisoft does have the ability. Look, I mean, they've got the talent there, you know. But then you look at the NPCs and the frame rate and the pop-in, and it's like, what? You know, this is Ubisoft we're talking about. These guys are professionals, and yet they're making rookie mistakes like this. It sort of makes, well, it sort of makes me think, what's going on? Are they, you know, because you can really see the corners that have been cut. Like again, the detail will look nice, but then you've got the pop-in and the frame rate, which looks, you know, noob, which is really noob-like, and it's not of Ubisoft to do that. So there has to be something else going on. You know, even the interior decoration blows my mind every time I walk into a building. Just the amount of detail that goes in, just it's so exquisite. But you know, and that's when I say to myself, I'm finally playing a next-gen game. But then I encounter glitches, bugs, texture popping, and I'm thinking, hold up, maybe not. And it's made me think maybe Ubisoft are having a hard time. Maybe it's not the dev team. Maybe it's the bosses are riding their employees too much. Uh, these are my first impressions. Au revoir. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you soon.